So this news shouldn't be too shocking to you just because the Nintendo Switch is selling really well and a lot of people are buying the Nintendo Switch, but it has been confirmed that the Nintendo Switch has sold more indie games than any other platform. So it's beaten the PS4, the PC, and the Xbox One when it comes to indie sales. A lot of people are developing indie games for the Nintendo Switch and a lot of people seem to be buying indie games on the Nintendo Switch. Recently we got a game of Super Meat Boy on the Nintendo Switch, and Super Meat Boy has sold really well. It's actually a port of a game that came out back in 2010 on the Xbox 360, and the developer of that game said it came relatively close to almost selling the same amount of games it has sold back on the Xbox 360, so that's very good news. And other companies who have made indie games for the Nintendo Switch, for instance, Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon is a game that was a port of a game that came out in 2016, and that game went on to sell 75,000 copies on the Nintendo Switch. So you can see that it looks like the Nintendo Switch is really doing well with the indie crowd. There's a couple of things why indie games are selling really well on the Nintendo Switch. For instance, Nintendo is really good at promoting indie games. It seems like they don't promote all the indie games, of course, but it seems like they always try to promote indie games in their Nintendo Directs. They also have a night specifically called Nindies, where they showcase a lot of indie games to try to promote these smaller companies into making games. So you can see they really do try to promote indie games. That also kind of harken back to their last generations of systems, the 3DS and the Wii U. They did kind of promote indie games there as well, and now they're even moving a step farther with the Nintendo Switch, which they're really trying to promote these indie games as much as possible. Where if you look at the competition, the PS4, the PC, and the Xbox One, it doesn't really seem like one of their main focuses is promoting indie games, which Nintendo really does promote indie games. And another reason I can see these games selling really well on the Nintendo Switch, even if they're ports of these old indie games, is the fact that the Nintendo Switch is one of those consoles that you can bring all your games anywhere you are, so you're not stuck in front of the TV. Sure, these games might not look as great as some games on other platforms such as the PS4, PC, or even Xbox One, but do people really care? No. As long as it has a steady frame rate and the graphics aren't too bad, people are going to gravitate to the Nintendo Switch version of these games just because you're pretty much getting more for your money. You're getting a handheld version and you're getting a TV version. Sure, like I said, the TV version of the game is not as great as some of the other platforms. Having that portability aspect really takes the cake for a lot of people, and they're like, I just don't have time nowadays to be playing games on my TV, and since I can take this game on my go, sure, I'll buy it on my less powerful Nintendo Switch, even if the game's on PS4 or Xbox One or any other platform. So I can see why indie games are selling really well on the Nintendo Switch. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.